I still remember the exact moment my world tilted slightly to the left. There was no argument or raised voice to warn me. It was an ordinary afternoon filled with routine silence. Sunlight streamed through my kitchen window softly. I was folding dish towels, completely unaware of what was coming. That morning my son Adam had called me. His voice sounded cheerful but rushed. He told me they would come over in the evening. The word "we" stayed in my mind all day long. I did not know why it felt important. Adam had been engaged for almost a year. Wedding plans were always discussed but never finalized. Dates came and went without decisions. Venues were mentioned and forgotten again. Everything felt unfinished and uncertain. When they arrived that evening, they stood unusually close together. Their smiles felt careful, almost rehearsed. I wiped my hands and tried to sound relaxed. I asked the most natural question a mother could ask. I asked when the wedding would be. My daughter-in-law glanced at Adam before answering. Adam looked back at her silently. She kept her calm smile and spoke softly. She said they had gotten married yesterday. Time seemed to pause around me. The kettle screamed behind me on the stove. I repeated the word yesterday because my mind refused it. Adam nodded quietly to confirm the truth. I turned off the stove with shaking hands. My heart slowly sank instead of racing. I congratulated them with a forced smile. I hugged them and poured tea carefully. I asked polite questions and listened attentively. On the outside, I behaved perfectly normal. Inside, something fragile cracked. After they left, the house felt unfamiliar. It was not just empty, it was hollow. The walls felt quieter than before. That night, sleep refused to come. My thoughts replayed the moment again and again. I wondered how my only son married without telling me. I questioned what I had done wrong as a mother. I reminded myself it was their life and choice. Still, pain does not follow logic. It settled deep inside me. Days passed slowly after that. Conversations felt distant and heavy. Even small smiles felt tiring. I moved through my routine quietly. Everything felt the same yet different. I bought them a gift that felt safe and neutral. I wrapped it carefully with unsure hands. I did not know when I would give it. Weeks passed without addressing the pain. Silence became our routine. One afternoon, my phone rang unexpectedly. It was my daughter-in-law calling me. Her voice carried hesitation and fear. She asked if she could come over. I told her she was welcome anytime. She arrived alone that day. She sat at my kitchen table quietly. Her hands were folded tightly in her lap. She avoided eye contact at first. The silence between us felt heavy. She said she wanted to explain everything. I stayed silent and listened. She spoke about her parents and their control. She described expectations disguised as love. Her voice trembled as she spoke. She explained how wedding planning turned into pressure. Arguments replaced joy and excitement. Adam stood trapped between everyone's demands. Every conversation ended with tears. Peace slowly disappeared from their lives. They realized the wedding was no longer about love. It became about pleasing others. That realization frightened them deeply. They chose calm over chaos. That was when they married quietly. She admitted she was afraid I would hate her. I looked at her and saw only fear. She was not defending herself or blaming me. She was simply scared and honest. In that moment, I saw my younger self. I told her I did not hate her. I admitted that I was deeply hurt. She nodded, understanding my pain. Silence filled the room again. This time, it felt honest. She said she wanted me in their lives. She confessed she did not know how to begin. That sentence softened something inside me. The wall between us weakened slightly. Healing began quietly. That conversation did not fix everything immediately. But it opened a door between us. Slowly, things started to change. She asked for my recipes. Adam began calling just to talk. They started visiting more often. It no longer felt forced or formal. Comfort slowly replaced tension. Still, one question haunted my heart. I wondered why Adam did not trust me. One evening, I finally asked him. Adam looked down before speaking. He hesitated for a long moment. Then he told me the truth. He was afraid I would be disappointed. That word hurt more than the secret wedding. I had never wanted to be a source of fear. I loved him unconditionally. That night, I cried alone. My tears were silent and heavy. I cried not because I was excluded. I cried because my son doubted my support. That realization changed something in me. I stopped holding expectations. I started offering presents instead. A year later, they invited me to a small gathering. It was not a wedding ceremony. It was simply a celebration of love. Laughter filled the room. Peace replaced old pain. She wore a simple white dress that day. Adam held her hand tightly. They looked calm and happy together. She hugged me warmly. She thanked me for understanding. Understanding did not come easily. It arrived slowly through pain and honesty. Time softened the sharp edges of hurt. When people ask about their wedding now, I simply smile. I tell them they married quietly. I remember the sunlight and the kettle. I remember the silence that followed. The pain no longer feels sharp. Acceptance has taken its place. The people we love will not always choose the paths we imagine. Control pushes love away, but understanding invites it closer. Silence can wound deeply if left alone. Honest conversation has the power to heal. Letting go is sometimes the strongest form of love.